Hey guys, Btexhib here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best starting jungle route for your solo queue games. This is a really good all-round route that you want to be doing in most of your games, like the default setting in your game, which yields you the most positive results most of the time. I hope you're ready. I hope you're sitting tight. I've got my cup of tea here. Delicious stuff. If you're here to learn to stomp noobs in solo queue, you come to the right place. First things first, guys. This is a custom game. Don't worry, it will get more entertaining. I'll show you some examples of this in a real game later on. I just want to kind of show off the theory, I suppose, of this route first and foremost. So, you're going to be wanting to start at your bot side buff. For me, because I spawned on the left side of the map, I'm going to be taking the red buff. If I spawned on the right side of the map, I'd be taking away the blue buff. You want to start here because this is where you get the best leash from your teammates. Your AD carry and your support will be helping you take this. 3 people kill a jungle camp faster than 1 person, and you'll take a lot less damage. So you want to take away this camp first. Do not smite this camp. Just kill it and then move over to the wolf camp. Wolf camp will set you up for your level 3 really nicely, gets you a good amount of experience, but also they're pretty feeble. They don't hurt you that much. They're really easy to kill. They don't threaten you too much. There are some champions who go to the chicken camp at this point, but I'd only recommend that if you'd already taken your blue buff and if you have really good AoE clears like Skarner or Hecarim. After this wolf camp or the chicken camp, you want to move over to the second buff, the one at the top side of the map. Take this one away and also use your smite to finish it off. While you're doing this clear, keep an eye on the mid and top lane. You'll be looking for which lanes you think you can influence after you've taken this level 3 clear, the second buff, and got your double buffs. So once you do have your double buffs, it's time for you to spring into action. The things you're looking for here primarily is to do a juicy little gank in either top or mid lane. Excuse me 1 second. There we go. So the things that you're looking for at this point in the game, you're looking for to decide which lane you want to gank are the positions of the lane and what champions the your enemies and allies have taken. So for example, specifically, if your ally is pushing into the enemy lane, chances are that's going to be a harder lane for you to gank. On the other side, if the enemy is pushing into your ally, that will be an easier lane for you to gank. Unless your ally's under their tower, that will be an easier lane for you to gank. Having said that, champion picks come into it as well. Like I say, if you've got someone that isn't particularly good at assisting you in a gank, maybe you don't want to go ahead and gank their lane. If you've got someone that's very good at assisting you with a gank and the enemy doesn't have a gap closer or is a very easy target, then that's a really good lane for you to go and gank. Funny how that happens. Now, once you've decided if you've seen a good place for you to go and gank, then just stroll on by and do a cheeky little gank there. But if you see that there is nothing for you to do, say for example that both your lanes are pushing in under the enemy tower, what do you do instead? Well, if your lanes are pushing, you want to go ahead and invade the enemy jungler. You want to do an invade for 2 reasons. Firstly, it screws over the enemy jungler, which is all well and good. That's quite nice to do in solo queue especially. But secondly, and the biggest reason, is that it protects your lanes. If you know where the enemy jungler is and you're tying up the enemy jungler, your lanes aren't going to get ganked. I know you guys have probably sat in millions of solo queue games and been like, oh my goodness, my lanes get ganked all the time. They're so bad. I never ward. Oh my goodness, they're always feeding. Well, if you tie up the enemy jungler, their chances of dying to a gank suddenly diminish quite heavily. So this is the best way for you to protect your lanes, for you to influence the lanes without actually being in the lanes, invade the enemy jungler, and look to see if you can do something to them. So just to sum it up, if your lanes are pushing, invade. If the enemy lanes are pushing, gank them. But obviously, if you can't do a gank, don't force it. If you really feel like you can't do anything, like say both your allies are under their tower, there's no chance of a gank happening, just farm it out. If in doubt, farm it out. Now let's give you some specific examples here of things that have happened in my games, so that I can show you what happened. Now I'm going to go ahead and click that here. Whoop, bit freaky here, but here we go. So, first clip here is a Hecarim game. These are all taken from my stream, by the way, guys. Go follow me, twitch.tv/Btexhib. This is a Hecarim game. I started at the blue buff. Didn't do my chickens this game, but still got my double buffs. I'm now looking to go to the top lane. This is really easy. Nautilus, really easy to gank for, has a lot of CC. Jax is pushing out quite far. What a simple, easy gank for me to pull off. There it is. I jump in, get Jax, boom, blow his flash, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Second clip here, I am playing as Lee Sin. Again, finishing off my red buff right here, looking for places to gank. Now, I look at top lane, Akali is pushed him really hard. but I can't help her there because Akali isn't very good at assisting a gank and she's pushed in under a tower. So even though top is pushing, I can't help that lane. Instead, I look at mid. This lane is also pushing, but Xerath is a lot easier to gank for because he's actually got some CC as opposed to Akali. So Ahri's pushed out really far. Xerath lands all his skill shots, lands the stun. I don't know why Ahri didn't flash that, but still, Bob's your uncle, Bernie's your nan. Easiest first blood of my life. Third example here, I'm playing Lee Sin on the other side of the map, finishing off my double buff clear here and looking at the lanes. Can't go ahead and gank top because Alawi is under the tower. Looking at mid lane, don't really think there's anything too sexy going on there, but more specifically, what I'm worried about is that this Riven might get ganked in this situation. So instead of trying to gank that lane, because I can't gank that lane, this is me protecting my Riven. I sit in that bush there and wait for the potential of the enemy jungler to show up, because then maybe I can do something to them instead. Doesn't show up, that's all fine, but still I protect the enemy, I protect my Riven top lane, and then because I see that nothing's happening on the fly, I change my decision making here, and instead I head down to the mid lane, because this guy, the lanes have now changed a little bit here. This guy, the Corki's now pushed out quite far. Xerath, you should probably invest in some scripts, because I don't know what the bloody hell that was. Then again, I probably shouldn't talk either. I also do not get my Wartop here, because I suddenly realized that none of my abilities are on Smartcast like they should be, but I fixed that mistake, no problem. Fourth example here, this has audio for some reason. Fourth example here, I do the double buff, I do something slightly different here. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you do this. This is just kind of like on the fly. Sometimes when I'm streaming, I don't really, like, my brain doesn't work too well. So, you know, I'm just doing an extra camp here because I figured why the fuck not. But either way, honestly, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I think ultimately I would just be running like I did the last clip and sitting to try and protect this cannon. But still, similar deal here. I'm a bit late here because I did the extra camp, but it's a similar deal. I go top to see maybe if the enemy Vi might try and gank on the cannon. Vi isn't a particularly good gank early game, so I'm not really expecting too much to happen, but still it could happen. And then I invade her, I find her, I chase her down, we blow her summoner. Is she going to flash it? Okay, maybe we don't blow a summoner, but still, this play here has protected my lanes because now I know that Vi isn't going to be doing anything because I've pushed her and bullied her out of the jungle. I also know that her red buff is still up because she only had blue buff here, so I'm going to try and take this away. A little bit risky, but always if you're doing a play like this, just keep your eyes peeled on the minimap, see what enemy laners are going to be rotating to stop you. My lanes are pushed in really hard, so no one's going to come and stop me. I managed to get the red buff. I screw over the Vi and get a spicy kick over the wall, or a Q over the wall, and there it is. Bob's your uncle, Bernie's your nan, easy peasy, lemon squeeze. Now, I don't know if I can just rewind this for like really short time here. I don't know if that's possible, because this sounds really funny here. That's got to be a flash. Okay. There we go. So those are some examples of it happening in actual games. This is these are on high diamond accounts, guys. So if it works at this elo, it'll work in your elo as well. So I hope you found this video useful, boys and girls. Let me know if something was confusing about it, if I didn't explain something too well, or if you just want some more information. Put those down in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them. I hope you found this video useful. I like doing these kind of videos and I feel like I'm coming back to my roots a little bit by doing this, so I hope that you guys will like it. But more importantly, guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful, great, amazing day, and I will see you in my next video.